Hi.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabi. If you didn't know, now you know. And we have a super exciting video today. Today we are answering all of your questions about our relationship. First I want to say that on our vlog channel, we uploaded a really long story time explaining everything. And I said it in that video, but I'm going to say it in this one again. We're not doing this because we owe anyone an explanation or that we want the views or anything like that, but because breakups suck, breakups are real, and more real videos should exist on YouTube to help everyone else get through it. So I hope either that video or this video helps at least one of you get through something as terrible as a breakup. So,
Because they suck.
I asked on Instagram, on the little Q&A Instagram story thing, for all of your questions about our relationship and breakup, and I try to put them in like chronological order so that it'll go from like our relationship before through to the breakup to after, just so the questions like make more sense. So
You're a special one.
yep, that's how I am. Everything has to be organized. So starting off, can you start your old YouTube channel again? We did. So check it out, link down below. We're gonna vlog and do challenges and everything else on that channel, so make sure you go subscribe. How did you guys meet? Okay, for some reason this question was asked like 7 million times.
It has been answered before.
Yes, we did a boyfriend tag and a girlfriend tag almost like 2 years ago probably on our vlog channel. I'll link that down below so you can learn a little bit more about us.
It was rough. We come a long way video-wise.
Yeah, those videos are kind of cringy, so maybe in the future we'll like redo
I don't
them.
think they're cringy.
To answer your question, we met at JamFest Super Nationals in Indy at a cheerleading competition.
Which is a cheer, competition.
How long were you dating the first time? We were dating just barely over 2 years. It was our 2-year anniversary on New Year's, and then the breakup happened like 2 weeks into January.
Had to finish strong, man. Had to finish with at least the 2 years under the belt.
When did you guys realize your relationship was deteriorating?
Yeah.
First of all, nice vocab.
Deteriorating, it sounds so bad. Like,
I know.
when you know, it's in the back of your head and you don't want to come to realization
You just
with
realize
it.
that things are different, you don't know how to fix them.
Right, and then it's like, things that are minor become big.
Yeah,
and
just
then,
argument after argument after argument.
right, kind of just like masking what is the bigger issue and the real problem behind it all.
We got to the point where our relationship was just so different than what it was when we started, and we were just two different people at that time, and like things just weren't going so good, you know? Was this decision to break up mutual? If not, who broke up with who?
She broke up with me.
No.
She said I started to get overweight. She was like, you need to go to the gym. And I was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, I'm breaking up with you. And then that was it. Here we are.
He pulled the trigger, did the thing, broke up with me.
Because if it wasn't me, it wasn't going to be her.
Yeah.
She's too loving, and she would have never done it, even if it meant killing herself over it. So, in reality, I was kind of, how I see it is I was the one to step back and see it for what it was at the time. And I knew that she loved me too much to where it was like she was not going to do it, even if it meant like her literally losing it and me losing it. And that's not her fault. I was like her first real boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, longest lasting boyfriend and everything like that. So it's like, yeah, it's a foreign thing. You know what I mean? But like, I was able to do it and step back. And no, it wasn't easy, but some things you have to do.
Why did you take a break, and do you feel it was necessary to grow stronger together?
Oh, we didn't take a break, sweetie. We broke up.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yes, we completely broke up, and it wasn't like we broke up with knowing we were going to get back together. Like, in the back of our head, we knew it, but like when he broke up with me, it was like,
yeah,
we need time apart.
Right.
Yes, it was necessary, but in the moment, like we said, he's the one that broke up with me, and I did not at the time want it, agree with it, any of that. I was very against it. I didn't think it was necessary.
I went over here. I'm scratching my nose, and I don't want anyone to see it because it's like gnarly right now.
But after the fact, after the breakup was done, it turned me into a whole new person, and I like found myself again, and I was really happy with everything in my life, and I realized that I was happy on my own, and I didn't need a relationship at the time. And it just kind of like I said, we were different people in the relationship at the end, and the breakup allowed us to become ourselves again. So yes, 100% it was necessary to have like a healthy relationship again. And it was just necessary for us to be happy on our own and like love ourselves and everything like that. Did you ever think you'd break up for good? In the back of my head, I thought absolutely never. I knew for a fact that like we were meant to be together and that was the one I was gonna marry. But there was a point in time that you have an eyelash. Make a wish. Okay. There was a point that you straight up told me like we weren't getting back together anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Because I knew, I mean, again, where her at that time I knew it was done. I didn't, in my mind, like I just knew that where she was, if that was the person that she was and this was the person I was, it wasn't going to work. It's life, yo. Like, it's simple as that. There's lessons that you have to learn. There's things you have to go through. And, you know, you in order to develop yourself, like, you have to go through hardships. You have to learn the difference in, you know, what's cool, what's not, what's toxic, what's good for you, what's healthy, what's, you know, bad, like, whatever. Like, you have to know the difference between all these things. And you're not going to do that just by living a perfect life.
How was the breakup mentally for both of you?
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough for both of us.
It wasn't easy at all. For the first like 2 weeks, I was an absolute wreck. And then I finally got to a really, really, really good place in my mind where I was just like, if it's meant to be, it will be. And I just realized what I deserved in a relationship, what I was going to give in a relationship, and whether that was him or if it didn't work out and it was someone else, I was just like in a really good spot mentally to know like what I deserved and how I was going to make my next relationship last. So although it sucked right away, the actual breakup ended up making my mental state a lot better, if that makes any sense at all. Does that make sense?
Your mindset on a relationship and what it should be.
Yes.
I knew at the time though, like when I was doing it, that like, yeah, it was gonna suck for both of us, but it was still something that had to be done. And like whether it turned us in or like brought us back together or just kind of got us ready for whatever part of life we were about to go through next, then so be it. I just knew for a fact that even when I broke up with her, I didn't want to lose her as a friend. And that's something I tried really, 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 really hard to make sure of.
Hardest part about the breakup / dealing with what people had to say about it. Hardest part about the breakup, besides the obvious, okay, honestly, one of the hardest things ever that I thought of and I just started crying after I thought about it is we already, I'm not gonna spill it, but like, we already know we want to name our first daughter way in the future. And I was so upset because I was like, if we really just broke up and now I don't get to name my future daughter this, even though I picked out the name, I was so upset. That was one of the hardest parts, if I'm being honest. But just not having my best friend there, like we lived together, we spent like 24/7 together. So I just went from having him there all the time to having him there absolutely never. So it was just like, how to deal with what people say about it. No one knows the ins and outs of your relationship anyway, so who cares what they have to say about it? Unless it's someone that like their opinion truly matters and like you really trust them with everything. Other than that, screw the haters because they truly have no idea. They don't know what they're talking about. They're not in the relationship. So
yeah, I mean, and it's the thing. Everyone on the internet's so quick to type with their fingers and say things like that. But I guarantee you, like half these people won't really come up to you and.
What's the vine? It's like, you don't want to post up.
How come every time I'm around you want to do this, but when I come around you don't want to post up? Yeah, no. So like y'all don't want to post up.
What made you want to get back together, and do you have any advice for other couples? From my standpoint, because I was the one that obviously like he broke up with me, so when it came back time to like trying to work towards getting into a relationship, I felt I was the one that was most like hesitant about it. Not like hesitant, but more so like protective over it, because I kind of like put up a wall over all my emotions and all my feelings and everything because of how hurt I was. I didn't want to ever go through that again. When you know that it's just like you're in a good point again and you're back to the normal people that we started getting into this relationship as, just like way more mature, then like you know it's the right time.
I mean, obviously I love her, and it's like what made me want to get back together with her is just the fact that like she's always been my best friend, even through that breakup and through everything like that. Like, yeah, sometimes I wanted to like fight her, but
let's go.
That doesn't mean I don't love her to death. My advice is take care of yourself, stand on your own feet, love yourself, because when you love yourself, you can love someone else. Mm-hmm.
If you're not happy with yourself, there's no way that your relationship is going to be happy. Mm-hmm. So you need to, even if it means taking time apart, you need to put yourself first and find what makes you happy and you have to be strong enough on your own so that you can actually get into a successful relationship again. And know what you deserve. Don't put up with anything less than you deserve, because there's a guy out there who will give you what you deserve. Like, fun fact, in 3rd grade, this boy broke up with me because I have a mole behind my ear, and I found this one who named the mole behind my ear Carrie Under Ear and loves it. So there's a guy out there that will do things that your boyfriend won't if he's not good for you. I kind of answered this one, but was it hard to go through a breakup and then trust them to not do the same thing again? Like I said, I had a wall up. Not that it was really anything to do with trust, but more so just me protecting my own feelings in my heart, because I knew that I couldn't go through that again. So it was definitely hard, like, letting myself go. And the trust thing was never an issue, which is why I think it was doable. Like, neither of us did anything to break each other's trust, ever.
Right.
So, what are you changing this time to make sure you stay together?
Boom, communication. That's on fleek, that's number 1. Trust. Well, I mean, we always trust each other, but it's just important. Like, that trust is a must. 3,
cuddles.
More cuddles. More cuddles. More, I don't know, just, I think of just appreciation in the little things.
One thing that I think is really important that we did this time around that we never did in our previous relationship is take the 5 love languages test. I don't know all 5. It's like words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, like gift giving, or I don't know what that goes, and I don't know what the last one is. But it's like a whole bunch of questions, and it tells you how you feel love and appreciate love, so that way you know how to properly love the other person. Because like, if his was physical touch and I'm over here just constantly like not touching him, but just being like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, he's not gonna feel love the same way as if I were to just be like, you know, just like know how to love.
You know?
Just know how to love the other person. Will you ever live with each other? So.
No.
Okay, so we lived together when we broke up, but it wasn't just us two, which was, what are you going through?
My brain's melting.
It wasn't just us two. We lived with like 3 of his best friends and like 4 other people, so it wasn't a perfect home for a relationship.
Loved it.
Yeah, it just wasn't the greatest, healthiest spot to build a relationship, for sure. So the next time we live together, it's definitely gonna be just us 2. I think that we're definitely mature enough and ready at some point. I'm not saying we're living together anytime soon, but for sure that we will live together.
That's my girl. Patience.
How do you balance cheer, school, and a boyfriend? I saw this question kind of a lot, and it kind of made me not mad, but like,
mad.
If you have to balance your boyfriend in your life, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship, if that makes sense. It shouldn't be something like school or cheer that you have to set time away and like balance it in your life. You
make time for the people you love.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be something that you can't balance. I don't know. Yeah, that question made me mad.
As the school and cheerleading thing, she's very prepared in everything she does. She plans everything out and she sticks according to. She stays ahead of the game and never far behind.
Okay, I'm the opposite of a procrastinator. I try to do things as soon as I get them so that I don't have to run out of time and stress and overwhelm myself, because that's not good. We are at the final question. Pew, pew, pew. Advice to take away from what happened, and what would you pass on to others? My advice to take away from what happened is put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a self-happiness and self-love kind of way. Find your happy place, find a good group of friends that can help you get through times like this, and know your worth and find someone that doesn't treat you anything less than that.
If you're going through something right now, be respectful to the other person, even if there's animosity there. At the end of the day, you both have feelings and emotions. 1, take that time to love yourself and channel all your energy into something good rather than putting it out into the world in negative ways and taking in negative energy. Get out of the house.
Keep yourself busy.
Yes, like,
and
do something.
Find what makes you happy. Find people that make you happy.
People are the best thing.
So that is the end of all of our questions. If you have more questions, you can leave them down in the comments, and I'll try to also answer them.
You are such an angel.
Like I said, this is my boyfriend Lake, and he's going to be in more videos now, so everybody meet his face. Hello.
Yeah, and while you're at it, I also YouTube as well.
Yeah, I'll have his channel linked down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, I hope it helped some of you understand that breakups aren't the end of the world, and whether you do get back together or you don't, you're gonna be okay. Make yourself happy, put yourself first. Follow us on social media, all that jazz. Comment, like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one.